This is a tutorial video on how to edit and manage the content that are on the department pages. Now this is obviously probably one of the most important videos that you're going to find in the help section because obviously the departments are a huge part of the new town hall website. So here I am, I'm visiting. If I start from the very beginning, I log into WordPress. This is the dashboard that you see. You can certainly go into Government All Branches and find your department page that way. But typically what I like to do is I like to physically visit the site and use it from a user's perspective. So if I go ahead and I click this Town of Hamilton, I'll then be able to see the front end of the website, and then you can actually go and visit your department page. So let's say I'm in the department and I want to edit let's say the Conservation Commission. And I want to edit that department. I'm looking at it and I just realize, oh, this really isn't up to par. Some of this information is wrong. Some of the forms are wrong, etc. Let's actually grab one that has some FAQs on them. I believe the building department might. Let's see. Council on Aging. I just want to get an example. Okay, perfect. So Council on Aging has basically all of the options here. So I'm on the Council of Aging page. I realize some of the content's wrong or I want to add to it. I'm actually going to go ahead and click Edit Branch, and that's going to bring me directly to the department I'm currently visiting. So I'll go ahead, I'll click Edit Branch, and I'm on the Council on Aging department page. You'll see here's the mission statement. You can certainly feel free to add it, to edit it. It's just a Microsoft Word text box. If you did want to add another section here where it's like history or anything further about the department that you wanted to add, I would say just by standard practice here, making the header be the same as what this is, so it looks like a heading 3. So if I just change this to heading 3, and then here is my new content. So you can certainly feel free, full reign to edit this front page information. Contact numbers, these are certainly subject to change if you wanted to. And let's say I keep scrolling here, I keep scrolling. So this site message actually is an alert that you can have just in your department. So let's say you're the Department of Public Works and you want to have a trash-wide trash is delayed for 1 day or something like that, and you want an alert to be set up. Let's say I want to do that. So let's say I have this department is closed today. Just whatever it may be, if it's an alert that you want only on your department page, but it's not necessarily a town-wide site alert, just for your department, you can certainly set an expiration. So let's say trash pickup is delayed a day, but you really only need it to be online for that day. So I have this date range. Here, I'll have it today so we can hopefully see it live. So let's say I have this alert that I want to add in. You can certainly do that. So here is, if I keep scrolling, the FAQ section. So if you have any questions or common questions that are asked by patrons or by residents, I would certainly utilize the FAQ section. So if you can think of anything that you would want to add, you can pretty easily add a question and add an answer to help people know exactly what your department is doing and clarify any questions that commonly come up. So here you can add FAQ by just doing add row, adding question goes here, and answer goes here. Pretty easy. Also, just so you know, if you did want to link things, you can certainly highlight and hit insert link, paste a URL into there if you wanted to. And also, as an FYI, if you did have an email address that you wanted to link, you would just do mail to : and then I'll just use my email address as an example. But that is how you would actually add a link that emails somebody. So if you did want to add that, just make sure you add mail to : and then whatever the person's email address is. Just so you know, so if you have the answer is this, please email Alexa at blah, 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 you could highlight it and have email, etc. Just so you know. Alright, so if I keep scrolling here, now if I click into here, this general information is what is showing up in the contacts. So on the right-hand side of your department page are the contacts, and this is where you could add or edit those. So right now we have Mary Beth, and if I click onto here, you'll see that I am logged in if I go, let's say I just want to add myself, assistant, and I want to add myself to an email again, insert link, mail to alexa@boston.com. And see how sometimes the spacing is off? I would just say if this does happen to you, believe if you just, interesting. That might be something that we need to look into, actually. We'll just keep this out for now. Okay, so that's where you can add a contact. Forms and documents. This is where if you have any forms or documents that you wanted to add to your department page, you would just very easily add document, add a file, and upload it there. So that way it'll appear there. Related links are anything external. So here it looks like they have a bunch, Medicare, going to Medicare, etc. You can add more, just add new. If it's an internal link, that means it's on the existing website. So you'll be able to search all of the current pages. So if I wanted to actually have a page that already exists, or if I had an external link, you can obviously change the title of the link and paste it in here. So like say it's google.com. So that's how you can add links into your related links section. And then if I go one further and I do members and staff, here is where the staff members that appear on the very bottom of the department page can then be edited. Now these are certainly reorderable and editable, and you can add a new member if one of them isn't there or a new person comes on. You can delete members by hitting minimize. This is where you would do that. So these are members, and then you also have the ability to add staff as well. So if there is a difference, etc., you have the opportunity to do that. If I keep scrolling here, you also have the option to add a Twitter handle. So if your department did have a Twitter, you can add it there. And then you also have the option, like I mentioned in an earlier video, if you do begin to create a blog role and you have a category associated with your department, you can actually show your blog post on your department page. So let's say I wanted to just add in Community Preservation Act, just for example, to show all of their blogs on my page. You could just choose that category and it'll show up. Here is where you can swap out what your quick links are, which are showing up in those blue boxes with the icons. So these are again reorderable if you wanted. Change the title, change where they go if you wanted to change the link. And then here you can easily add new icons using flaticon.com. They're totally free. You can download basically any icon you can think of, and you could easily just click X and then add a new icon in. We do have the ability to have up to 4 of these quick link boxes, so if there is something else you can think of that you want showcased here, you can certainly add a title, paste a link, and add in an icon to do that. If I keep scrolling down here, you'll see these are the hours that are actually being shown in regard to the live hours. So if you have office hours, I would definitely recommend making sure that these are accurate. And if you have alternate hours for whatever reason, whether it's a certain season or something like that, you have the ability in here to add in alternative hours. And then you can just enable them or disable them, so you can enable them by date. So if you do have different hours by season, may or may not be applicable to you, but you do have the option to have these different hours enabled certain times of the year. So that's just an option. Most of you will probably just use the regular hours, but if I keep scrolling down here, the majority of it, I believe I'm done actually. So that is that's basically everything that you're going to be editing on your department pages. If I just scroll up and down, just do one last click through to make sure that we added everything. General information, some people also, if I scroll down, here's the phone number, the address, make sure that this is accurate. The hours here, just make sure that these are correct. And then enable live hours. So if you didn't want to show the live hours and you only wanted to have an hours listed like this rather than the green live hours saying open now or closing soon or things like that, you can easily just disable that and not have to worry about it. But basically that's the majority of everything that you're going to need to know. This set logo or icon, if you did want to have an image, a header image, showing on the very, very top. You could definitely set one here by choosing this. So let's just say I have this. And let's just preview this beautiful page that I just edited and updated. So see, here is my site-wide alert. That's what that would look like if I did have something. That's what it would look like if I had a featured image. Here's my history, my new content that I just added. Now that's in there. There's my name that now links to my email address. If I click myself, it just opens an email window. There is my new quick link boxes that I added and edited. Certainly, I would add an icon, add links to it. Here is that blog section that I now enabled. This is pulling in the council, I forget which one I did, but this is pulling in the new blog role that I had set up. Here's the frequently asked questions, so question goes here, answer goes there, and here's where you could add in those other related links like I had here. Forms and documents, I didn't end up uploading one, but that's what it would look like. But just keep in mind, if you decide to not want any of these sections, you'll just make sure that it is empty. So if I went in and I went forms and documents and I removed this and made sure that there's nothing in this section here, and I again went to preview, it's just loading, you will notice that you won't even see the forms and documents button anymore. So if there are certain sections, whether it's related links or FAQs that you don't want or blogs that you don't want, it's very easy to just remove the content that's in those sections in the editor, and then it won't show up. The entire section won't show up. But this is a full-blown department page using everything that they can possibly use, and that is how you would edit and manage all of those different sections.